Hello, everyone. My name's Dean. Let's talk crypto. This is where you subscribe for basic information. I messed that up. I messed up my own intro. Let's try it again. Hello, everyone. My name's Dean. Let's talk crypto. This is where you subscribe for daily Bitcoin updates and technical analysis. We track the price of Bitcoin as a proxy for the cryptocurrency markets at large. Today is October 5th, 2021, and we're live streaming. All right, this is the second live stream. I've already messed it up, but it's fine. The live streams are more casual, and we'll be here for an hour just talking Bitcoin, talking altcoins, maybe talking a little trading, amongst other things. So welcome. Thanks for joining. And the topic, if you've seen the thumbnail, is will Bitcoin rocket from this 50K region? Will it continue its upward trajectory from 50K, or will we correct? That's the question. So before we continue, let me just double check, because this is only my second time doing this, that we're good, and it looks like we are. Looks like we're fine. We're live streaming. Hopefully the audio is okay. Hopefully the music's not too loud. And I'm going to be checking the chat. All right, let's see. All right, let's see. Let me see. Okay. All right. Cool. I think we're fine. I'm still trying to figure this out. Apologies. I'm going into the chat, trying to remember how I did it the first time. Let's see. Here we go. In any case, all right, let's look and see. So, kind of like I said this morning, we've got a top here. We've got a top situation. It doesn't seem to be, in as far as I know, there's no case for it, technically speaking, to continue from here. I don't really use Bollinger Bands, but I'm sure if I turned on Bollinger Bands, it would be topped out. We'd be pretty much way out of the cloud. And just looking at all the indicators, I mean, we're on the hourly, we're topped out on the stochastic RSI. Going on the 12 hourly, we're topped out, yeah. 8 hourly, topped out, right? 4 hourly, topped out. So we're just in overbought territory on pretty much every time frame, right? So when there's a consensus that the asset is overbought, then it's likely that you're going to get a correction of some sort. Also, if you go on the smaller time frames, just looking at what this top looks like, you can see you have a lot of wicking to the upside. Obviously, you only have 2 candles here, but if you go into the 15-minute time frame, since we just established this top, here you see some bearish divergence here. Hope everybody can see that. Where's my arrow? I'm not looking at the chats yet, so if you're chatting, I'll look at it in a minute. But let me just get through the initial kind of analysis. Then I'll get into the chats. Hope everybody's having a good day. Hope you had a great work day. Wherever you are, I don't know where you're tuning in from, but here in the DC area, it's the end of business. It's around 6 p.m. So people are maybe driving home from work or just finishing up certain things. I hope you had a good, non-stressful day. All right, so here's the arrow I drew on the stochastic RSI showing bearish divergence. Why is it divergent? It's divergent because on the price action on the chart, we have upwards movement, we have downwards movement here. This is a 15-minute time frame. Granted, it is just 15-minute time frame, but it's relevant. So it is showing some top kind of some topping out, if you will, right? And it is consistent with what we said this morning, right? So this morning's episode was basically how this area here was a long 4th wave consolidation. Yeah, it's like we hit the 3rd wave, the top of the 3rd wave, and we pretty much just hung out at this area, 48.5. And one of the reasons you do this is because if it was previous resistance, staunch resistance, which it was, you want to kind of like mark your territory and reestablish that area as a new safe zone where buyers and sellers can do their thing. It's not like you're getting rejected. We had gotten rejected from this area before quite swiftly, but this time price action kind of lingers in that zone, almost as to say, this is now reclaimed. Okay, and I think that's why that area was such a long sort of we did so long, we spent so long in this area for the 4th wave. Okay, and it actually looked like the 5th wave to me, but I didn't really carefully plan it out or chart it. But after reviewing it, it seemed to me like, okay, that was indeed a 4th wave, and we still had a 5th wave to go. But the 5th wave wasn't going to be much. Why? Because you have a really long 3rd wave, and when you have an extended 3rd wave, you have a truncated 5th wave. It's just, a way to balance things. There's not that much more price action to the upside for the 5th wave. And one of the best ways to kind of project the 5th wave is through taking the inverse 1618 of the 4th wave, which gives you 50,518, right? Thereabouts. Let's see. Did I pull that right? Okay, there we go. I'm trying to be as precise as possible. Okay, let's zoom back out. Yeah, gives you 50,560, something like that. And we're super bullish, so we broke that and we hit almost the 236. But thereabouts is your top, okay? And so I expect from here Bitcoin to simply retrace. And any retracement, as you know, because I talk about it ad nauseum on this channel, is going to happen in an ABC pattern. Okay, your A wave is going to come down, your B wave is going to retrace, and actually your B wave may create an expanded or running B wave where your high is overtaken by the B wave. Okay, this is one of the reasons I say when shorting, if you want to short carefully, if you want to short responsibly, if you want to be profitable in shorting, wait for the top of this B wave. And this B wave can go as high as the 1618 of the A wave. So let's just say, for argument's sake, this was the A wave. It already completed, just like this, down here, right? This B wave could go as high as this 1618, the 1618, inverse 1618 of this B wave. And I've even seen it in crypto wick up to this area, basically within the box between the 1618 and the 2. So I mean, the B wave can be hellacious, and you definitely don't want to try and short from the A wave. You're just going to get wrecked or stopped out. So yeah, that's what I can expect from Bitcoin. I do expect a correction down to 45, 46. If you're subscribed to the channel, you'll know I've been calling for this for some time. That is totally bullish. It does not at all mean that I don't think Bitcoin's not going to 6 figures. It's just, you know, that's just a normal thing. Once you have 5 wave impulses, you have to have your corrections, and a correction is healthy. You don't want to just go up, go up, go up, create a bearish divergence, you know, all the way up and then just nuke down because there's just too much imbalance in the growth. So that's my basic Bitcoin analysis. Hope that makes sense. I'm just gonna have a look at the chat, see if I can't see if anybody's saying anything. Okay, here we go. Yeah, Fruit Noob. Yeah, we're just getting started. No worries. We'll get there. Click, click, boom. 1, 2, 3. I'm from the UK. I love it. I love the UK. I used to go back when, you know, flying was a thing. I used to go to the Cotswolds almost every summer. Yeah, every summer. Yeah, I really like the countryside. I'm not huge on London. I know the UK is bigger than just London and surrounding areas, but that's usually where I go. Oh, actually, I've been to Ireland as well. That was cool. But yeah, I like the UK. I'm not huge on London because it's so expensive. But that's pretty much it. Yeah, so yeah, what do you guys think? I don't really know what I guess, you know, just being on YouTube, a lot of other YouTubers are saying that, you know, well, not a lot, but some are saying, oh, you know, there's a lot of evidence to show that we're gonna keep going up, but it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, how do you just ignore basic normal price action? Like, obviously we're in crypto, rules are violated left and right, but like just basic principles of price action, I think, have to be withheld, and this C wave is way too low. Yeah, I don't expect it to go that low. Bitcoin is mega bullish right now. It's really strong. So once we hit this, I think this is the last good entry for Bitcoin before Bitcoin melts faces, and I'm gonna show you all why. Zooming out on the 12-hourly. You basically see this. I don't know if you guys see what I'm seeing, but let me draw it out. this is, I mean, this is so, it's so clean, right? It's textbook. Look at that. So you had your breakout, right? This is just another way to look at it, right? We like to look at it in terms of Elliott waves and Wyckoff distributions and accumulations, and that's fine. But these things are not mutually exclusive. They converge, right? You can use pattern analysis, and if you exclusively use pattern analysis, you would see a descending triangle breaking to the upside, right? Some people say descending triangles are bearish. Yeah, no, not necessarily. Maybe it's not a descending triangle. Hold up. Let's see if... Whoops. Let's see. How about if we did something like this? Something like this. Yeah, maybe something like this-ish. I don't like to ignore wicks. I respect candle bodies and wicks as well. So, because, yeah, one of the reasons I changed it is because technically speaking, descending triangles with the flat bottom are considered bearish, but I don't really like characterizing my patterns because anything can do anything. And when you accept the fact that anything can do anything, you don't bias your analyses just because it looks a certain way. You know, I see ascending triangles or ascending wedges breaking up to the upside all the time, right? And those are supposed to be a bearish pattern. And then there's some patterns in crypto that are literally 50-50. What's one of those that's 50-50? I can't recall the example, but there's literally a pattern that's like 50-50, and people keep saying it's one way or another, but if you backtest it, it's literally 50-50, so it doesn't really give you too much. It all depends on context. But anyway, this could be said not to be a descending or a descending triangle because there are not enough touch points. There's just that one touch point, and you need at least 2 touch points to make it a valid kind of trend. So I think the trend is more sloped. So it's a descending wedge, which technically speaking is more probabilistically bullish. And that breakout is exactly what you have, right? Did I do that right? No, I should have done that like this. I think. Wait, hold up. Let me think. That's what I should have done. This would be like this. Yep. Okay. There we go. And then that would be superimposed to the side of breakout right here. And that's where I think people are getting 54. And it's possible we still may get 54, even in this move before. You know what? I think this B wave is going to go to 54. I think we're going to get a crazy, massive B wave. So I think that is going to be met. But what happens after a breakout? You get a retest. There's nothing wrong with a retest, and that's normal, right? You see it every day. And where are you going to get your retest? You're going to get your retest right here. If this were just a regular pattern, everyday pattern you're looking at, right? Where would you expect your retest to come? Right on top of these EMAs, or right on top of this bed of support right here, right? On top of this Wyckoff accumulation range. So the idea that we're going to retrace back to 45, 46K, I don't see why everybody's, or not everybody, but some people are thinking that's inconceivable. It seems so natural and so obvious to me. Let me know what you guys think about that. All right, I'm going back into the chats. I can't chart and look at the chat at the same time, at least not yet. Do you have a Telegram group for sharing some ideas maybe from time to time? You know what? I don't yet. I may in in the future. I have a Telegram personally, and I'm a part of a few different groups. Sometimes I join groups just to follow projects if I'm doing research on them, and I want like updates for like drops and stuff like that. But it seems overwhelming to me. Like the Telegram, the Discord. I have a Signal group with a lot of my international friends. It's just like I can't keep up with all that activity personally. But I'm just right now using YouTube and these comments and this live stream, I guess, is the closest thing I come to sharing ideas and going back and forth with you all. But yeah, maybe in the future, who knows how this channel will grow. I am a member of a lot of different sort of crypto analysis communities. There aren't that many that are really, really, really focused on charting as much. There's some, but yeah, I don't know. That's my main thing. I'm mostly concerned with charting, and like I'm mostly concerned with the little things, because it's the little things that make the difference. When you really get it, you've got the little things down. The big idea, the kind of broad strokes are good, but it's easy to lose money just having a grasp of the broad strokes. I'm really trying to master this. So I don't know that many other channels, and I'm sure there are some because there's so many, right? But I'm not a member of any that really go into the weeds of their analyses. And that's okay. So I just say that to mean that maybe this channel will grow because it's filling a space, filling a need that is not yet met. So who knows? But in any case, I'm still going to do this because I'm going to use this anyway. And actually, I watch my own videos and sometimes listen to my own advice because I'm like, ooh, that's interesting. And sometimes I don't listen to myself and I'm like, what the hell? I told myself, I said I should have done that, and then I messed up. And I'll give you an example. So this morning, so that's Bitcoin. So this morning I discussed how I was in a Uniswap trade, yeah? And I said, oh yeah, I'm shorting Uni, or no, I'm longing Uni. I'm longing Uni. And I think it's a great trade. I'm just looking at the setup in isolation, but after having looked at Bitcoin this morning, I don't think it's good anymore because I don't think Bitcoin has too much more to run. And I was like, whatever. I still like the setup so much, I'm just gonna get in. So I got in, and I got in, and I realized, what am I doing? I lost support. Where was I? Here, can't really see it on the 12-hour. Maybe on the 15-minute. Maybe not on the 15-minute, 45-minute. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I was here. It's like this morning. I was here. I was in this chop, in this consolidation, and it looked like it was breaking up, and it was breaking up, right? So I was like, ooh, this is great. And it was a great risk to reward. I had it going based off of, what I had charted to $29, and then I had my stops right under these EMAs, and I'm like, I said on this morning's episode, like, if it goes under these EMAs on the 45-minute chart, it's going to be invalidated. There's no way it's slicing through all of this resistance without first going down quite low to get some liquidity. And that made perfect sense. And guess what I do? I get into the trade and I first set my stops right below these EMAs, and I see the price action going down, but I'm like, no, there's no way it's not going up. So I move my stops even lower. See, that's lack of discipline, right? So I eventually got out of the trade. I cut my losses, but I lost more than I should have if I had just stayed with my original trade setup and my original kind of idea or thesis that because Bitcoin's doesn't have that much room to go right now, I don't see this being a good opportunity for long, and that was correct. But then I turned around and I shorted it, and I made most of the money that I lost back. I shorted it all the way down here, which is the power of shorting and the power of being able to go both ways. Even when you lose, you can quickly then win, right? So yeah, actually right now, so I took the profits of my short from uni, and I jumped into Litecoin because I was like very excited at this opportunity here. Looked like a great shorting opportunity, and I just want to go through this. I think right now it's short season, right? And this is not financial advice, get into these trades or into trading crypto at your own peril. It's not easy. It's challenging. It's rewarding. It's fun. It's all of those things. It can be even addictive, but you have to be very, very careful. And so I got into Litecoin because, let's just zoom out for a second and see why I got in. So let's go on the 4-hour chart. And I hope this is useful. I mean, I'm just giving you my own experiences, and hopefully you can learn from some of my mistakes, as well as some of my successes, right? But this is just my thinking process. So I looked at Litecoin and I saw it go up. It did its 5 waves, and I'm thinking, ooh, this has already done its A wave, and I thought it had completed its B wave. More on that later, but it looked like it went up, right? Quite substantially. And one of my things is, when I see a B wave complete, that is short city, right? And I just measured the percentage from the B wave down, and I'm like, ooh, on even low leverage, that's a lot of profit right there. So I entered the short. However, I entered too early, and this is what I'm going to talk about now. So although I thought I carefully charted this, and first thing I do when I chart a short is I want to chart the run up first and foremost, right? You need context. So first thing I did, I saw these 5 waves. Just like Bitcoin, this third wave was extended. It's a super third wave, right? Within, you can see the 5 waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can always see the 5 waves, but why is it an extended third wave? Because if you take the projection of the third wave from the first wave, you should get anything from 1.618 to 2, typically. But this third wave goes all the way almost to the 3, or to 3. It's in this region, so it's hyper extended. Which means that you're going to get a deep 4th correction and a truncated 5th. So I saw that, all made sense to me, so I counted it out. Okay, and I'm like, all right, what's next? Now let's see what this A wave and B wave looks like. So let me just hide this real quick. And of course, I'm trading all of this on Phemex. If you're interested in trading and you're serious about it, KuCoin's cool. There's a lot that you can do with futures on there. They make it quite simple, but I don't like it I actually don't like it even for beginners, and I've changed my mind. I used to like it for beginners, but it's not good. It's oversimplified, and if you're going to do leverage trading, trade on margin, you should learn properly. I don't think something like Prime XBT is necessary. It's a little too convoluted, and you have to use Bitcoin as sort of collateral, which that's not very convenient. I think the best is something like Prime XBT, especially if you're in the States. Bybit's also good, but I don't like how they offer 100x leverage on pretty much anything and everything. It's too tempting. And, their whole thing in the States. So Phemex is nice. Phemex also I like because let's say you automatically go into cross leverage because you don't know the difference between isolated or cross. It's going to default to like 20x leverage, which I think is helpful for beginners because if they don't know what they're doing, it's much harder to get wrecked on 20x than it is on 100x or something like that. Anyway, I like Phemex. If you want to also trade on Phemex and you're not signed up for it, please use my link in the description and you get some bonuses. Anyway, you go down for A. So ABC, right? That's the anatomy of a correction. The A wave's always comprised of 5. That's easy to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So I counted that. I'm like, okay, that's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, this fourth wave is complex. That's the fourth wave. This is the end of the fifth wave. Okay, that's what I charted. Okay. Then I'm like, okay, the B wave runs counter to the A wave. So I've got 1, 2, 3. So I thought, okay, and doesn't this look almost like textbook B wave, like A, right, 5 waves up, 3 waves down, ABC looks like it, 5 waves up. I thought this was it, so I originally had the end of the B wave here, okay. And I entered the short here, thinking that this was basically my 1 wave, 2 wave, and we were going to get into the 3rd wave, which is, the longest. But that's silly. Basically, I thought this was the 3rd wave of the 1st wave, because look at how long we have to go. There's no way that this would be the 1st or the 2nd wave. Right, it's all fractal, so I thought this was going to be basically the 1st wave of the C wave, right? The larger C wave, the red C wave. I hope you're following. So I'm like, ooh, great entry. I can see this a mile away. Like, this stupid correction has been exposed. But then, after I entered, Litecoin just does this and runs on me, right? And I was taken by surprise. One little mistake could have liquidated or stopped me out for a loss, right? And I actually, for this, I had to move my stops up because originally my stops were around here. My stops were around here, right? Because I thought this was the top of the B wave, but it wasn't. And yeah. So that's just, I guess I wanted to share that because when you're shorting, I mean, it gets dangerous if you are on leverage and you make one little mistake. You only need one little mistake. And actually, I looked at it more carefully and it looks like this was the top of the B wave. So this was 5 waves up, 3 waves, A, this is B, so this is 1, 2, 3, B, and then wait, no. Let's see. So B is going to be counter. Let me see. So A up, B down. So 5 waves. 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. So the ABC right here. Let's see. So 5, 3. What am I can't see it anymore. Sometimes if you don't, and I didn't want to like mark it up because I don't want it to get too messy. I hate it when the chart's so messy. But hold up, let me see what I saw a second ago. Okay, so this is the B wave. 5 waves up. The B wave is comprised of an ABC as well. So 5 waves, then 3 waves. One. A, B, see. It's 5 waves up here. Okay, yeah. That's it. Okay, so 5 waves. This is the 3 waves. Okay, boom. So B, the B wave of the B. Sorry, the B wave of the B wave, because this is fractal, it gets really complicated, is going up. Or is going down, rather. Down. It's going down. And then the C wave of B is going up. And that's what we just got. And I didn't count that correctly, and I almost got wrecked. So it's difficult. I probably could have helped myself if I had used a few other indicators to corroborate and not aped in and been overconfident on my Elliott wave count. And that's kind of the lesson that I'm gonna put in my trading journal. Like, you know this, but you have to practice it. Like, you get excited sometimes, overly so, that you see a setup and you're like, oh, this is the setup from heaven, this is like free money. But calm down, turn on your Vital Algo indicator. And by the way, if you want to use Vital Algo, use code EZZINE to get 25% off. And you can use it, you can try it out for free for 7 days. Indicators, my spiel on indicators are that they're great, but if you are using them at, sort of in isolation without, kind of using your own analysis, it's not helpful, actually. This is way too noisy. Is it just this or time frame? Sometimes the indicator is too noisy on a certain time frame. I can't even use it. What the hell is this? Let's go into 15 minutes. Let's go back. Okay, this I can do a little better. All right. So basically, one of the things that I could have done was corroborate my count with this. And actually, I'd gotten in right around here. So if I had turned on the Vital Algo indicator and saw this strong uptrend kind of flash, I would have recounted, because this doesn't flash on the Vital Algo just willy-nilly. This shows a real strong uptrend, so I could have kind of guessed that, oh, this is the sort of the end of the B wave, the C wave of the B wave. So that's where an indicator could have saved me money, time, and some stress. Obviously, I'm still in the trade, thankfully, because I've got my stops up. But right now, where they are, my stops are not in a position to make this trade profitable. Meaning, if I do get stopped out, I get stopped out at a much greater loss than I'm comfortable with, and that's not good. So, all right, I'm gonna check the chats again. So yeah, that was my experience with trying to short Litecoin. I'm still in it, and I do expect for this to be the top of the B wave. So I am hoping, or kind of expecting, for us to go down here from here, just make our way down slowly. And I'm hoping to get this 15, almost 16%. And on leverage, use 10x leverage. That's 150% profit, right? You use 20x leverage. That's 300% profit. So yeah, that is my short on Litecoin, and that's what I did. That's the mistake I made. So just be careful. Whether you're using Vital Algo or some other indicator, Market Cipher, Lux Algo, whatever, you want to use them in a corroborative way. You want to use them in conjunction with your own analysis, and they're super helpful. So right now, the indicator printed, well, the indicator last printed that strong uptrend. Let's see if we can't count the waves on this strong uptrend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C. And that's it. Just a bunch of corrections after that uptrend. So we've corrected, but we haven't yet gone down. So I do expect for this, yeah, we flashed a reversal signal on the 5-minute chart. Let's go on the 30-minute chart and see. I do expect that to be the top. So I'm safe for now. Yeah, there's nothing printed on the 30-minute in terms of directionality. We're almost getting a cross on the 45-minute chart, a bearish cross. So yeah, I do expect us to come down. And one thing you can do, and I've said this before, let me turn the indicator off because it's a bit noisy. One thing you can do when shorting is not try to do it all in one, you know? Do it in parts. Do it in parts because there's just so much going on, right? So this C wave, which is what I'm shorting, is going to be long, and it's going to be, you know, a lot of things. Like, you know, you're going to have 5 waves down, and so the first wave is going to be down, the second wave is going to be counter to that, and the second wave can come up, you know, 70%. Let's say 382 rather. So the second wave can come 62.8%. So it can retrace 62.8% of whatever you gain on this first wave. So it may be a good idea to just take profit, right, after the first wave, get back in on the second wave, ride the third wave down, and do, you know, you can do that, or you could just get in, make one entry, and then collect profits at the bottom. But, you know, there's many ways to do it. If you don't like making entries and you're kind of, if that's stressful to you, you know, just get in once and let it ride. But my take on leverage trading, just generally, I want to get in and out. I want to get my profit and take my profit and make another entry if I need to make an entry. Allocate my profits however I want, you know, take some, put it to the side, and then get back in. I think that's smart because you never know. You know, this market is so capricious, especially in crypto. It's just, you never know. You know, a whale can come in and just blow everything up, you know, and you know, short squeeze you, and same with your long. So you want to minimize your time exposed. That's just my personal kind of strategy. Mind is everything. Where can I order some anti-nut itch cream? I can't help you there. I'm sorry. Maybe, you know, cleaning it and I don't know. I can't help you there. So yeah, that's my Litecoin. That's what's going on. We're coming down, coming back down finally. Let's see what Bitcoin's doing. See, look, everything's in the green. We just, well, sushi's running again, but everything's in the green, and that's what that B wave will do. Bitcoin's in its B wave. You know, ABC correction. The B wave is quick, impulsive, and it goes counter to the trend of that correction, and that correction is down. So actually, I'm on the wrong Bitcoin chart here. So it's sometimes so confusing because things are fractal, right? So if this was our top right here, this is our mini A wave of, actually, it would go like this. If this was our top, this would be the A wave of the A wave. So this leg is made up of ABC as well, so it goes A, B, C. Does everybody see that? That's one thing that it really messes with you in terms of trying to wrap your mind around all of this. So if that's the A wave, when I say the B wave, it's not the principal B wave. That would be the B wave of this A leg. So expect it to come down, and then you get an actual B wave, right? If this is our top that we just hit. So now that we're coming back down, that would be the end of the A wave. Then that's when I think we get our 54K in the B wave of the larger B wave of the major correction. And then people are going to think once again that, oh, we're going to the moon, right? But no, we're just in the B wave of the ABC correction. Same with Litecoin. I should apply that to Litecoin since I'm in a Litecoin short. I should get out of Dodge. I should exit the short. Let's see. I should actually make this up again. So let's say this was the top. This is the A. Let me not erase that. Let me just put it to the side, or just hide it for a second. Okay, got it. Got it. This is the ABC correction. This is the A wave. Because you got to use Bitcoin to get kind of some reference. Bitcoin is, that's why we do daily Bitcoin updates, because you can't really do anything. I mean, you can, but it's hard to. It's easier to just look at Bitcoin and get a reference as to what the market is, where the market is trending. And so let's say this was, the top. That would be the top, right? That would be the top. That would be the fourth. Okay, so that's kind of confusing. It's just, these little mistakes really throw everything off. It's not that you may not understand the concepts, but it's just in application, when you apply it to real life price action, it's very, very tricky. So always, use proper risk management. You're going to make mistakes. Set your stop losses and take the loss. I don't even listen to my own advice, but I should listen to my own advice, because sometimes I don't follow my plan and I set stop losses with losses that I'd be okay with, and then I move my stops because I don't want to lose the trade. But that's silly. Anyway, let's look at that count, that edited count, see if it makes sense. So if the fourth wave, if you did the inverse of the fourth wave, you should come up to about 180. So our fifth wave was short. If that is indeed the fourth wave here, if the third wave came, if the third wave went to here, let me just get rid of this. That may be it, yeah. Does that make sense? It doesn't really make sense to me, to be honest. It doesn't make sense to me. Alright, let's try to figure this out together. Any suggestions? Mind is everything. Um, Jin, welcome. Mind is everything. Welcome. Uh, I never heard people read charts like this. Must be advanced. I'm not. I mean, I I guess maybe I am. I don't know. I wouldn't know, to be honest. I'm just like in the void here. It's just me and my charts and my trading platforms. Maybe I am advanced, but I think a lot of people do know Elliott wave theory and use Fibonacci. I think it's common. So 2K enough money to short. So mine is everything. I do trading tips and I've made so many mistakes. If you want to short, you want to long, first and foremost, here's my best advice. Start with a little. You don't need a lot of money to make a lot of money. Okay? That the idea, so don't think like you're investing with spot. So with spot, right? Spot trading, you need a decent amount to make a decent amount over a short period of time. Rather, in a long, in the long run, obviously, if you wait long enough, you're going to get your 100 X's. If you're lucky, you're going to get your 60 X's, even your 1,000 X's if you wait long enough, right? That's spot trading. So a little can go a long way, but your investment time frame is longer. But leverage trading, you can do all of that in a much shorter time frame. Yeah. So, but the key is not necessarily trying to. You don't want to use a lot of money. You don't need a lot of money because that's the magic of leverage trading. You can leverage a little bit and make it a lot. So you can 100x things, you can 20x. I don't recommend 100xing things unless you know what you're doing. And it actually doesn't matter what your leverage amount is. What matters is where your stops are. Okay, so if you're 100xing something and your stops are in profit, then guess what? That 100x is as safe as anything. Go ahead and go to sleep. Don't even worry about that trade, because if your stops are in profit, if you hit a move either up or down and you moved your stops in profit, even though you're 100x, there's no way you can get wrecked. You're definitely going to finish that trade in profit, whether it's hitting your target or you get stopped out. Okay, so the idea is you always want to look at your liquidation point and make sure that your stops are well ahead of it. If you're going up, then your stops are above your liquidation point. If you're going down, if you're shorting, your stops are below the liquidation point. Below the liquidation point if you're shorting. No, above. Still, if you're going up, yeah, below. If you're going up, then below, right? No. What am I saying? Anyway, ahead. Just I'm confusing myself. Just make sure you don't hit your liquidation point. Make sure your stops stop well before your liquidation point. That's the idea, okay? So it doesn't really matter what leverage you're using. And then the second thing is make sure that stop loss, the projected loss in terms of the amount of money, it doesn't matter what percentage, right? I know some people say, 2%, 3%, 4%, 5%. No, it doesn't matter. Whatever you're comfortable with, right? And consider that money lost. So when you're entering a trade and you set a stop and the system calculates that, if the price goes and hits your stop loss, always set a stop loss, by the way. I think that goes without saying. If you don't set a stop loss, you're not going to be trading long. You're probably going to be doing it. You're going to try it out for a few days, a few weeks. And then once you're out of money, you're going to either write it all off altogether. You're going to, add more money to your trading account and just, you're going to have a gambling problem or something like that. You're not going to have enough time to really learn this. But if you give yourself enough time to learn this and you're dedicated enough, you're going to make a lot of money. So use stop losses, learn how to use stop losses, be comfortable getting stopped out, because that just means your trade idea was invalidated, and it's okay because you're going to be wrong a lot. But as long as you're controlling the losses, when you're right, you're going to be so much more profitable, and being right once and being wrong 7 times, you're still going to be way into profit. So Uh, yeah. Let me see. You said, I'm not a Scorpio. I'm an Aries. Uh, so 2K, you don't ever. I mean, I'm not gonna say ever. Once you get really, really good, you go ahead and put however much you want into a leveraged trade. But I would say just sign up with my links for either Bybit. I don't know what country you're based out of, Bybit or Phemex. If you're stateside, Phemex. And I would recommend those two for leverage trading and learning how to leverage trade and just play around with it. You sign up for it. Take the sign up bonus. I think they give you, without even depositing money, they give you like $10 here, $20 there. Like, go into the bonus section and you like take a little quiz. They'll give you $10. Do a little activity. They'll give you $10, $15 or something like that. Use that money and play around with it and get the hang of it. And if you're going to put your own money, put a little bit. Literally a little bit. If you put $20 on 20x leverage, that $20 is $400. Even if you get wrecked, that's $20. You know? But I say put a little bit because, look, if you put your full account and by chance you don't know the difference between cross margin or isolated margin, and you cross margin, right? And let's say even you thought you supplemented your trading account with only $20 and then you have $18.80 in your spot account on that same platform, right? And you did cross margin and you messed up a trade or you didn't read it right, it'll start eating that $18.80 in your spot wallet. Do you see what I mean? Like, it's like a knife. This leveraged margin trading, it's like a knife. Once you learn it, you can make beautiful, delicious meals. But up until then, you can cut yourself, and you probably will cut yourself a few times before you start learning how to make great meals. But it's not like you don't have to be a genius to learn it, not at all. And it's not like the hardest thing in the world. It just takes some getting used to. Listen to like videos like mine, listen to other people talk about it, and you're gonna get the hang of it. And it's really fun. If you like going to Vegas, you're gonna love it. The rush of making a lot of money in a very little amount of time. It's fun. And then what I do personally, and this is the last thing I'll say and I'll move on, I use my profits from leverage trading to supplement my spot account because it's way less stressful, way easier. It's so much easier to put money on a project and just freaking wait, right? Leverage trading is basically how I make the money, to be able to buy the dips, to be able to, get involved in these random projects. Hope that makes sense. 2,000, way more than you ever need. Like I said, use bonus money. Use the money that you get from KuCoin. Just sign up for all these accounts, and they'll literally just give you money to try. And the reason they're so confident in doing that is because most people who start off are not profitable, and you're just going to give that money right back to them. So don't use your own money, all right? Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, it depends where you have it. Every platform is different, but if you're leverage trading and you put a bunch of money on a leverage trading platform, and you're cross margined, you open up a contract on cross, yeah, that is exposed, right? If you don't absolutely know what you're doing, you can get exposed, and or you can get had, and there's certain little tips and tricks like deleveraging and releveraging yourself, right? Like, for instance, like I said, I got in Litecoin and I got run on this B wave, and I was like, oh crap, I'm going to get hit. My stop's going to get hit, and I'm going to lose more than I want to lose. But what I did was I added money from my spot account. I'm on an isolated contract, right? Isolated margin 20x. I took some money from my spot account and added it to the contract so that I could deleverage myself, and then now I'm on a 15x leverage, and as a result I was able to move my stop loss or my liquidation point higher, and basically my stop loss be higher as well. Because if I didn't do that, then I would have, my liquidation point would have been here. It wouldn't have mattered if my stop loss was behind my liquidation point. But those, I'm just telling you little things. You don't have to master that all in one night, but those are little things people do, like the YouTubers that you watch. Maybe that's stuff they do off camera to keep from getting liquidated and to keep from losing a trade. They deleverage themselves. They move their stops. That's what people do, and that's something that you can learn from experience. All right. In any case, oh yeah, guys. If you are getting any value from this stream, like the stream, subscribe. I'm the whole purpose of this channel, and I say this all the time, is to give you guys as much education as possible. I'm personally educating myself through doing this regularly, and I hope to share that. And I feel I haven't made all the money I want to in this space, but I feel like I'm making more money. The more money or how do I say this? The more I learn, the more money I make. The more I educate myself on charting, on investing, on fundamentals, on technicals, on how to do leverage trading properly, the more money I make. So I feel like my education in this space and my my bank account or whatever, my portfolio is directionally, they're proportional. So the more you know, the more you make. And yeah, you can get lucky, but I'm trying to make, serious money here. So I'm having fun learning and earning, All right, so let's try and get this Litecoin thing right, because I want to know when to take profits. I'm not necessarily going to take profits down here if this B wave can go, because we know that in Elliott wave theory, the B wave can go to 1618 of the A wave. So if the A wave came all the way down here, the B wave could come all the way up to here, or even I've seen wicks well into the 1618 region. So when I'm getting into a trade and I got in on the A wave, I want to step my stops and deleverage myself so that I'm all the way up here so I can't get had. But that's not even the smart way to do it. I think the smart way to do it is to take profit here and then long the hell out of it up until here, take more profits, and then enter your short for the C wave, right? And that's something I've always said. Always short the C wave, get in the short at the top of the B wave. Don't start the short at the top of the A wave. You're going to get wrecked, because especially in crypto, these B waves are savage, and they're in Elliott wave theory called expanded or running corrections, where the B wave just aces or runs on the starting point of the A wave. So that's why it's important to get your counts right, yeah. And also why I think it's safest to short in sections. Don't try to just enter the short and wait until you hit the target. The idea of a correction is that literally it's zigzaggy, it's volatile, it goes up and down. So if you're counting on it to go down and it goes up and down and your liquidation point is here, you're probably going to get liquidated if it goes up against you. It doesn't necessarily mean you were wrong in that the asset is going down. It just means that you were exposed for too long and you didn't control for all of the variables. And there's so many variables. That's why I think, do it, how do you say, eat the elephant one? No, I don't know the expression. Anyway, do it a bit at a time, right? This, then that, then that. So here we go. First and foremost, I need to make sure I get this right. That should be the easy part. So 1, 2, 3. Let's count this. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's the end of 3. Okay, and that's 4. See, A, B, C. That's your fourth correction. Your two was a simple correction. That's a complex correction by law of alternation. All right, so 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah. 5 waves down, 3 waves up, 5 waves down. Okay, so that's right. And so your fifth wave, we can say, yeah, I like this. I'm comfortable with this. I don't know. I wouldn't put my life on the fact that this is correct, but this is the best I can do right now. I think this fifth wave basically is slightly higher than this third wave, and this is the A of the A correction. This is the B of the B correction. So the C is going to come. Ugh, what is this? I think it's going to come down here. We can actually measure that, and we're going to do it in a second. I'm going to show you how to measure that in a second. One second, let me just change the color. Okay, so how do you measure the C wave once you have your A wave? Actually, you would, because this ran on the A wave, you would want to use your B wave. And the way you measure the C wave from a running or expanded B wave is that you take the inverse of the B wave, and it should hit, the C wave should hit at 1618. So that would give us a C wave down here. So this is where I want to take profit on my short. Okay, even though I got in here, I want to take profit here, because once we get here, we're gonna run. And the B wave, like I said, if this is the A wave, now let's measure, let's pull out the Fibonacci extension tool again. If that happens, then our B wave is gonna be up here. It can go as high as, it says 1236 or 1618, anywhere in between that. But like I said, in crypto, I've seen it come all the way here. So if I want to be safe, I'm going to project for the worst case scenario. I'm going to put it halfway in between my 1618 and my 2. Just worst case scenario. It can come only to here, but that's fine. I just want to prepare for the worst. So when I'm entering that trade, I want to make sure my stops, or my liquidation point and my stops, are well above this. Okay? And then based off of that, if that works out, then the C wave is going to be, again, the inverse 1618 of this. So that would be around here. Okay, I hope everybody kind of sees how, obviously, I'm not going to trade this like, just get in and then go to sleep. You have to monitor this. This is just a basic plan for this short. And I hope you guys see and appreciate just how complex shorting can be. When people like Crypto Savvy or what's his name? He's really funny. He's like one of the biggest YouTube crypto bears. What's his name? How do I know? Crypto Kirby, that's his name. These people are to be respected. Shorting is extremely, it takes a lot of skill, much more skill in my opinion than longing. Longing is quite easy. You just watch it go up, and it has a bit, the price action kind of does a few zigzags from here and there, but longing, I mean, that's a beginner novice kind of thing that you can get. Shorting is another beast entirely, and this is one of the reasons why a lot of people just go one way. But I think to be a complete trader, a complete investor, you want to learn how to short, even if you don't do it, a lot. You want to learn, because shorting, longing, margin trading, all that stuff, leverage trading, that's a huge part of our space. And if you want to be a good investor, you learn how to do that. You get better at just investing and buying and holding and making entries and exits and learning what price action is doing, right? So I'm going to use these skills later on in Q1 of next year, or Q2, when I'm pulling out of my spot trades, right? I'm gonna try and chart those coins and try and time the top. Even if I'm not perfect, I'm still going to be a lot better than if, you know, I have no idea of what I'm doing, right? And I'm gonna be more profitable than the person that's just dollar cost averaging out, or, you know, just doing it blindly. What do you mean, the next high of what? So yeah, I'm gonna take profit here at around the end of this C wave, 164, let's say 164, and that looks like it's gonna happen in the middle of the night. So I don't think I'm gonna be able to get in onto this B wave, but maybe I'll set an alarm and long it and then short it again. Long it, that would be tomorrow evening if this played out, but usually B waves happen quicker, so maybe tomorrow afternoon, and then C usually takes forever. Alright, so that's basically my short on Litecoin. I hope that was helpful. If you guys are getting value, again, like the video. That's the best way to get other people to be able to see this content, because, you know, YouTube is only going to show things that they think are the most valuable to the viewers. But yeah, that's what I'm doing on Litecoin. Let's see what Bitcoin is doing. Let's actually, before we leave Litecoin, let's turn on our vital algo indicator back on and see what it's saying about our price action. Looks like we've been going down or topping out for quite some time. Still no printed kind of directional. We got that strong uptrend printed a bit ago, earlier this afternoon, but still no reversal printed, which is interesting. And it seems to me, sorry, it's quite noisy. Seems to me that our projected end of the C wave is breaking support. Let me turn the indicator off. Breaking support here. And it looks like the indicator drew out a line of support here. Okay, and this is a double top. And we all know that that's a bearish pattern. And once you break that support, you come down the distance of the height of one of the tops, right? The tallest top. And see, there we go, confluence. 162, mine was 163. I'm still gonna do 163 just to be conservative. I don't want to miss that take profit. It's probably gonna be at night while I'm sleeping. Okay. Alright, let's go back into Bitcoin and then we're gonna wrap up the stream. I'm not sure how long we've been on for, but looks like Bitcoin is also chilling out. Looks like we did hit the top of our B wave as we suspected. We got our bearish cross on the 45-minute chart. Let's see, on the hourly chart, we also have a bearish cross. We have a pretty strong candle here, pretty strong bearish candle with small wicks to the top and the bottom, showing continuation. It's mostly body, so it looks like that trend is reversing to the downside. The 30-minute chart, same thing. Looks like we're kind of following this trend downwards. Okay, and decreasing volume, which is basically showing that correction. Okay. Now let's turn on the vital algo indicator. Again, if you want to use the indicator that I'm using, it's actually a super indicator or a suite of indicators, vital algo. It is very, very helpful, very useful. I use it to corroborate my calls, my technical analysis, to help me. If you don't know anything about technical analysis, it's a good starting point. It can help, but still, go ahead and learn technical analysis as well as using these. There are no shortcuts, because it's just an indicator. It's not 100% perfect. No indicator is. So you still need your own analysis, right? But if you want to use that, I pinned a link in the comments for 25% off. That's only for my community. I don't think anybody else actually has a 25% off discount off of Vital Algo. And you do get 7 days free to try, but for subscription, you get 25% off if you use code EDSTEAM. So just heads up for that. Yeah, so the indicator has not, on the 30-minute chart, we're seeing a supply zone, or not a supply zone, a selling kind of, it's kind of a light red, so it's kind of saying there's some selling pressure here, but not too much. I think this will get even more red. This is all based off of historical analysis. So there's buy pressure here at where we think the C wave will end, so that's confluent with what we found. You get high activity here once it breaks support, so that makes sense. There's confluent support here, basically two bands, two resistance, or two lines of support here. So once it breaks this, you're going to see it dump down here. But still no directional indicators printed. The last directional indicator was a strong uptrend that took us all the way up here. That's on the 30-minute chart. Let's see what the 15-minute chart is saying. Give it a second to populate. Yeah, still no strong uptrend is still the last directional indicator that it printed. Let's go on the hourly, or actually the 45. I like the 45. I've been into the 45-minute charts for the past few days. I never looked at it before then, but I don't know. I just like it now. Okay. So we got a reversal on the 45-minute chart at the top of the fifth wave. Then we got our B wave that ran up against it. So yeah, that's pretty much what we're seeing. The indicators also signaling this as being a top. So this was the A, B, C of the A wave. Hope everybody sees that. So that's Bitcoin. Tomorrow, let's see. I expect this C wave to come all the way till about tomorrow morning, because usually the C waves take a little longer than the B wave. The B wave is usually the fastest. So tomorrow morning we should be at around 50K, a little bit below 50K, and then what's going to happen is we're going to run up to 54 thereabouts for the B wave, okay? And a lot of people are going to say, "I told you so. We're gonna hit all-time high. We're headed for the all-time high," but those people may not necessarily fully comprehend the anatomy of a correction, right? It's just going to be the B wave, so don't get faked out. If you want to long it, go ahead and long it. That's a great long, because these usually happen quickly, just like this one happened in the span of 4 hours, right? You got 5% in the span of 4 hours. So that's fast money, right? And what do we like more than fast money in crypto, right? That's why we're in this space. So I love longing these B waves, shorting them, then turning around and longing them with the profits, and then shorting them again. But shorting takes time. It takes discipline. Usually, it takes a bit of time for them to reach their downwards targets, especially in a bull run. But yeah, that's pretty much what I see with Bitcoin. I'll be seeing you guys again tomorrow morning. I'm going to have another episode. I'm going to talk about this B wave and how we're likely to hit 54K, but it's literally still in a corrective state. I'm going to check the chat really quickly. All right, so I'm going to cut the stream. If there's nothing else, thank you all for listening or watching, whatever you're doing, and I hope to see you guys again soon. Like the stream if this is a replay, like the stream as well. Share, subscribe if you're not subscribed. If you like this kind of content, if you like learning how to chart, if you like advice on investing, and just trying to make the most of this opportunity that we have before us in crypto. Yeah, that's it. Have a great night or morning, whatever time it is, whenever you're listening to this, and I'll see you guys next time.